It's been a long road to level 16, here's how it started. December 2012. I'd seen reports of mysterious Ingress graffiti in Austin, Texas. A lot of buzz about a invite-only game called Ingress. How long must I wait for my invitation? Summer of 2013. Deciding that instead of watching TV in the evenings, an hour or two taking in the sights of the nation's capital and hacking was far more interesting. Might even learn a bit of history. Taking about 1 month per each level up to level 4. My first real group encounter was my infamous pizza run at the Australian War Memorial. This would later be used as a secret code to denote imminent attack of the local farm. In a miscalculation of calories, I ended up with 2 gourmet pizzas and headed to one of the favorite portal-rich farms at the time, the Australian War Memorial. I put out a broadcast on the comm. Pizza for XMP exchange program.
I will trade you XMP for pizza. 1 slice for 50 bursters?
Have a slice of delicious pizza.
Yum yum yum.
Much to my surprise, within 5 minutes a number of agents emerged from the shadows to make good the exchange program. Imagine my new powers with a load of 50 level 4 XMPs, this was going to cause havoc on Anzac Parade. Winter Doldrums 2013. Meanwhile back home we had less than a dozen portals in our area. Literally months would go by with absolutely no churn. To pass the time we'd just let our portals decay, so we could rebuild them up again. Decay rates back then were still in the number of weeks duration. A study of fractal mathematics principles in order to make the optimal number tessellated fields helped with planning. With only a dozen portals, the number of ways of linking them was very limited. The recursive algorithm involved forming a bounding triangle over the maximum number of portals, then one would find the centroid of that and join the corners. Simply repeat until you have created the maximum number of fields. Any low-ranking player knows fields are your payday to leveling up. It's not the size that matters, just how many. Slimed. I was only about a level 5, when a Sydney death squad of L8s hit our region. This was the end of us. Our new slime overlords had left their toxic haze.
We are the Death Squad and have fielded over your entire region. Bow down to your new slime overlords.
A shielded L8 portal was simply too much to take down. Burn all our precious XMPs and it barely dented it. Remembering the pizza run.
Pizza run?
I would buy a pizza for dinner, then use up all my level 5 XMP, using all the tactics to weaken it, just stand slightly outside the shield zone, then go for a 10-minute drive to restock on XM. Remember, this was pre-cube days.
No cubes?
Slowly over an hour the mighty level 8 enemy portal would fall. Don't give up.
Decaying. Decaying. Getting weaker.
New players might be amused at all the limitations we endured back in the olden days. Submitting portals was done as an email with an attachment of the image, GPS coordinates and description of how it met the stringent portal guidelines.
Portal submission using the app was a lot easier, however this feature has since been removed.
There were no attack mods such as turret, force amp. There were no high-end shields, like the AXA.
It must have been easier to take down portals back then without such defenses?
That would be a logical conclusion. However, recharging used to be faster by stacking and hammering the recharging button.
Lawson cubes give you a bigger tank these days.
Also, the app used to have a very clumsy XMP firing interface. This got better with long press to immediately start attacking. There was no store. All free, except for your data. No sponsored items. Whoa. You mean it was all free? Didn't Google buy out Niantic? Yes, that is true, but after a while, they became a separate entity, so I guess they have to pay the bills. Did you know when you make a mission you can include waypoints from the Niantic Field Trip app? I thought there would be more crossover. Never mind. To make long links you had to build up the portal with 8 level 8 resonators. Then several link amplification mods came out over time.
We use link amps to fill up mod slots when we do shop enemy portals.
That's kind of a misuse of link amps, and you've probably never seen a very rare link amp.
What's that? I've only seen the ultra link amps.
Those have the additional purpose of allowing an additional 8 outbound links beyond the standard 8. In the olden days when you did your 4 rounds, you were done. The portal was burnt out. That was it for a long while. There were no shortcuts using heatsink, multi-hack mods or glyph hacking.
The good things take time.
There were no badges on day 1. That's right, the elders kept our own scores. There were no missions. Technically anyone who did the training was actually completing missions. Never got credit for my first couple of portals, but hey, who's counting?
Ouch. That must have hurt when the Seer badge came out, without your name on any of those portal submissions.
There were no Ultra Strikes. These were controversially available early to users of a certain Android phone before coming mainstream. Ultra Strikes changed the attack strategies. You mean you couldn't just target the mods? That must have drained your XM quicker than your battery. Ingress was once an Android exclusive. Any Apple guy walking down the street was treated as an innocent as they didn't have an iOS port of the app. Do I look suspicious to you? Head down looking at the phone, tapping every couple of steps. Young and old, no one is beyond suspicion of being an agent these days. Back in the day, level 8 was the highest black belt of Ingress. Levels 9 through 16 were tacked on sometime later. The higher levels just got harder and harder, requiring renewed dedication, ultimately chasing AP in the end.
My mates helped me to level 8 in only a few days.
Good on you. It took me roughly 6 months to level 8 back in the day. Savor the journey, not get it over and done with as soon as possible. We had none of your fancy capsules either.
No MUFG capsules.
All the interest rate return of the Japanese stock market right there. Overall, it's the greatest fitness excuse ever. It encourages exploration. If you're in a new town, just fire up Ingress and check out the portals. They are bound to lead you to the interesting parts of town. Most of the players I've met along the way have turned out to be tops mates. Oddly enough, that is all of the blue team. But of the slime, it's not so many. Catch you out in the field. Good night, Ingress.